Okay. So unfortunately, I don't think that I'm streaming to the other side, the mobile side, but that's okay. Caffeinated wasn't working anyway because it's being dumb. So we're just doing one stream today. Thankfully, I was able to switch over to a different server, and it looks like it's stable now. So you should be seeing a nice smooth picture, I hope. And we're going to just get started. I just want to get some work done, so I'm not going to worry about it too much. Let's see here. Okay, so we're back with more of our in perspective stuff. So what we need is we need to get the other image up. Let's see. Oh, I'll need to do that. That might help. But for now, I'm just gonna not do that. Okay. Okay, so let's go ahead and just get some things figured out here. Well, me. Come on. There we go. Oh, I did forget to do the promotion as well. Got so distracted. So give me a minute here. Hope everyone is doing all right today. Okay. So let's go ahead. We should be able to get this done quite quickly. And I'm not sure if I'm going to move on to this or another art piece. Probably onto a different art piece because I have something I really want to finish up. I also do really want to finish this up as well. This whole thing. Still, that is a little bit of a ways away. Come on. Oh my word, man, this marquee tool. I don't understand why it's dropping my inputs. Hello, Phobia. I'm glad that you're here. We're actually working. This is nice. Like I said, though, it's a shame because the other side isn't working, which is annoying. But I'll figure that out next time, hopefully. There's a new update, so that might have something to do with it. All right. How's the art been going? Unfortunately, it's been really slow. I've been taking on more work this week, so I come home pretty exhausted. I did get a little bit of stuff done yesterday, which is nice, but it is a little bit discouraging not being able to get as much done. But it is what it is, you know, the way that things are right now. Hoping to work myself into a better position, I don't know, maybe next year to be able to focus a little bit more on art, but we'll see. It's hard to say. That being said, oops, no, don't do that. That being said, I am making progress and stuff, which is always very nice. Let me go ahead and try that. Come on. Yeah, we want it to be see-through. Oh my word, man. I have got to get this thing sorted. Alright. After I finish this up, I'll show another piece that I'm working on for the fun of it. That I'm hoping to have completed in time for Halloween. Come on. Oh my word. There we go. Goodness. Having a heck of a time right now. I will say I'm fairly tired. I'm gonna try to go for a long stream though, because otherwise I'm not really getting a whole lot done. And I've got stuff I need to do, dang it. Love Halloween. Very nice. Oh, dang it. I always hate it when I do that. Hold on, we can salvage this. So I put it on the wrong layer, unfortunately. X. Control V. You know what? We're just gonna. It's really annoying, but it is what it is. I think that's fine. Okay, let's just do the rocks. Let's do this. Orange leaf here. Come on, man, this thing is acting up today. It's driving me nuts. Okay. Okay, so that's base color done. Now we can copy that over. And we can start doing the regular paint. Wash, not gouache actually, oil paint in the gouache brush. Actually, let's go from that one and that one. Yep. Okay. Let's grab this color as well. Purple. Just a nice layer over everything. Lighten things up with that sort of greenish gray. Man, I hope I'm not getting sick again. That'd be really bad for me. Okay. And let's go ahead and increase the size. Okay. Gonna do that. Grab kind of this darker purple now. And we're gonna do the under side of these. First by just kind of laying down some paint. Across here. I actually just realized something. It really ought to extend over. Or maybe not. Doesn't have to. Alright, let's see here. Give me a second. Okay. Now, what's up? Just call me insane. Back again from Morrissey. It's great to have you. All right. So yeah, we're back again trying to do our painted diorama kind of looking thing. So once this is done, which will actually be here not too long, we're gonna re-import it. And actually, the nice thing is that we'll just have to update once we start Blender. It should already be updated. Okay, so that's done now. I'll grab you and you. Okay, just completely ignore my input. Thank you. There we go. Okay. That does seem like I'm super all there. I'm a little fried from today. Teaching can take a lot out of you. I'm gonna do my best here. Okay, we'll go with that. After these rocks and leaves are done, I'm able to take a look. Take those leaves in. I think this Thursday I'm going to be doing a little bit of work on the Blind King. So we're going to probably be finalizing some of the thumbnails and such. To the best of my ability. Because that's the nature of that project. Okay, let's go ahead and see what this looks like. Exported to PNG. Yes. And see what it looks like in Blender. Patty's room, open that up, bring it on over, and I should be able to just turn. There we are. And there's texture. Turn the light on here. Yes. Yeah, that's what we wanted. That's how we want it. Kind of that neat sort of flat look. Give enough of an illusion anywhere you go to look like the presented items. Okay, that's the chest of drawers done. So we're gonna have to move on to the bookshelf eventually, but we won't worry about that right now. For now, and the desk eventually, and everything else. But also have to do the we'll have to do the toy box as well. But for now, as much as I want to do more on that, I'm more inclined to work on something else. So let's close this up. Let's do some line work. So here's that Halloween piece that I'm working on. That we're just kind of having fun with. I'm going to put it slightly lower. And the question is, I'm going to have a... Hello, Banana Evan. Hope you're doing well. Let me just think here. I don't want to do hedges. I'll tell you what we're actually going to do. Thank you. Let's go ahead and put this down about here. House goes about... I'm gonna go ahead and do that. That. We're actually gonna get rid of these guys for a bit. I'm gonna figure this out. Time here. Let's actually do something. Let's go and take this, and we're going to put this on a separate layer so that we have a guide. Control V and Control B. There we go. there we go. We got a hedge now, and we need to actually do this. Come on. Lower. Even all the way along. Oh, seems like we wrapped up the music. Now let's see if we can find something else. Okay. Okay. Need to work on this a bit. Let's go ahead and come on. Yeah, we'll need to redo this. Part of me is actually tempted to put it on this there. Okay. Now, let's take a look at what I want it. Let's go and put a lamp post over here. Actually, That there. Then back of the house over here. Here it is. Let's see. Be right here. Close enough. Both sides. My mic is very quiet today. I'm also talking quite quietly, but let me check something. How much you want to bet Windows 10 decided to reset my freaking settings again? No? I think I'm just talking quietly. Let me double check. Oh, it might be that half of my audio isn't working. 1 second. How about now? There we go. That should be back up, right? Apologies. I should have muted on this side. I realized. It's an analog board, so it gets scratchy. We'll turn it up a little bit for a bit. All right. But yeah, no, there have been multiple instances where Windows has just decided, oh yeah, your settings? Yeah, we don't care. We're just gonna reset you to where it was. Well, and that's also Windows in a nutshell is you know, bad audio all the time. So, yeah. Okay. I'm not too concerned about that house being a little bit bland, because it'll mostly be covered up. Over here, however, I want to put a tree. Of course, a tree is a bit of work, but maybe we can, especially since it's October. Maybe we can Okay, this is the question I really need to ask myself is, do I want to sit here and ink this tree all day? And I kind of don't. I'm going to be perfectly honest. I kind of don't. How about... Nah. It would look kind of cool, but it just... I don't want to have to deal with that. Okay, well, we do need another house. I need to turn this down even more. Let's start with a box on this. Foundation. Someone should look up examples of houses. That's off the far back. I am going to look at some reference. I want to do something like that. And actually, truth be told, this house would probably be more similar to that as well. That. We're actually going to put it a little higher. Let's stretch this down just a touch. We're actually going to down even further. This will help a little bit. Make it look a little nicer. So easy to overthink it. Yeah, I mean the real trick behind houses is again grids and reference. Those are the secrets. Just look up some houses and see how they're built, because chances are you can't remember everything. And again, I'm not too terribly worried about this side not looking great, because it's going to be covered up by ooh here. Now this house, it's kind of a weird looking real house. I don't know if that's a real house actually. They are in a little bit of a richer neighborhood. Oh, that's a good one. I do kind of want to go with the add a porch. I'll worry about the stairs later. But then, man, the most annoying part is doing the diagonals. That's for sure. And push this out, push it back. Let's very quickly find center here. There we go. A little higher. That. Probably is a way to find the proper angle. I don't know what it is actually. So we won't worry about it too much. But then we need actually the crossbar. And we'll clean this up proper when we get there. This would be more like go. Starting to get darker. Life changer. Yeah, no, I'm telling you, man. Box, like, one of the big things I learned, probably one of the only things I really learned in a university, was when in doubt, box it out. When you're not sure about exactly what you're looking at, box it out. Figure out what's going on. Come on. Oh my gosh. And it works for everything. It doesn't just work for things like houses, right? So let's say I wanted to figure out, like, okay, well, what is this character? How does this character look in perspective or whatever? If I open up a new thing and I'm just like, okay, well, I don't know exactly. I want to have like a really dramatic angle or something like that. You know, it's hard to just draw a character, right? But if I put down a box first, even if it's like kind of loose, even if it's just sort of whatever in terms of like the quality and the perspective and everything like that, suddenly it's like, okay, well, this is where the head goes, this is where the torso goes, this is where the pelvis goes, this is where, you know, leg 1 goes, leg 2 goes, and the feet are gonna lie flat against the square, right? And the arms are gonna trace down the body, and the brow is gonna be, you know, like this. Actually, maybe a little lower. And the, you know, front of the rib cage, the curvature of the rib cage, is probably not going to be as dramatic. And we're going to see more of the upper part. And this is a really quick example, but you get the idea. Oh. Yeah, boxes really help with just kind of planning out your space, figuring out how you want them to be. So, yeah, when in doubt, box it out. Don't worry about that. Let's do some sliding doors. Do the cylinder method, but it's a pain. Well, it's always good to use cylinders, but a combination really helps. Once you have your box, then you know where to put your cylinders for the body and such. There's also the spiral method for more like foreshortening stuff, where you use spirals to kind of indicate depth. Helps you kind of translate that depth in your mind. But yeah, the better you get at art, the more tricks you know. It's kind of funny. Truth be told, I probably should learn more tricks myself. Okay. And then we'll go ahead and just a big vent up here. Or center than that. Or do I want to do like a window? Nah. Draw streams are hard to find. Really good ones are hard to find now, I'd say. They're still out there, but a lot of the times, like, you know, I used to go out on Twitch a lot, and, you know, back when there were actually categories for art. And I found, like, all kinds of really good illustration out there and stuff like that. And they're still out there, but the problem is now they're buried under a lot of, like, you know, people doing VTuber crap. And the thing is that, like, so often I'll, you know, pop into like a drawing stream or whatever, and it's just them playing the part of their little character or whatever. And it's like, well, eventually they do a little drawing on the side, right? But it's like, you know, secondary at that point. It's just kind of disappointing. It's always some kind of gimmick or something like that. But that's how you make it work as far as, you know, an income goes, I suppose. Very hard to track the masses when all you do is draw. It's so disappointing though, man. Like I remember there were times on Twitch back in the day where I was the only animator in the animation category, back when there was an animation category. And so it was actually a lot of fun to be on Twitch around that time. Kind of disappointing compared to where it is now, in my opinion. It is what it is, though. Okay. Yeah, I mean, this was before, you know, everyone and their dog was streaming. I had a Twitch staff member come in one time, and they're like, "Hey, what's up?" I'm like, "Oh, hey." They're like, "I'm just checking out. You know, you're the only person in." This is how I knew. They're like, "Oh, you're the only person in animation right now, so I thought I'd stop by and see what's up." I'm like, "Oh, just." I think. Oh gosh, what was I working on at that time? It might have been my short film, my second short film, actually. I'm not sure. Boy, that was a long time ago now. It's crazy to think. Yeah, I just, it's not what it used to be. And I'd say emphatically, in a lot of instances, for the worst, truth be told. And it's one thing, I always expect things to change, but man, sometimes they just change in a way that's like, oh boy. So, it is what it is, though. Yeah, no, it was really fun. They were super polite, and yeah, they just stopped in for a quick sec. said hi. It was different back then, man. It was just kind of quiet. It was nice. And by back then, I mean like even only like you know, 6 years ago or so, right? Well, let's see, 7 years ago. I started really streaming in 2017 and streamed through 2018 as well. Yeah. Met some great people through Twitch, honestly. People who really taught me a lot. I mean, the big thing is, you know, like, a lot of people praise me for, like, you know, maybe praise is not, let me toot my horn a little louder. But, you know, a lot of people get caught by my, like, coloring and stuff like that. But a lot of that, man, I learned from some just really talented people. And funny enough, a lot of it watching them on work on Twitch. Guy by the name of Doug. He still streams. Along with Swifty. They're a duo. They're fun to catch every now and then. And yeah, he used to do these painting streams. I don't know if I wonder if he still does them. Every now and again. I don't catch them very much. They stream awfully late for me, unfortunately. But yeah, he used to do these painting streams that just really kind of like opened up the world of light and color to me in a very impactful way. It was very cool. We got a like, whole thing going on with this house. Hold on. Hold on. We're off. We're off a bit. Try that. This house doesn't matter too much. It's in the background, so it just needs to kind of create the illusion. And then we can do someone's backyard here. And for the fun of it, let's just like that, or is it would be more like this. I don't know if this is gonna work. Definitely looks a little funny. Nah, we don't need that. Maybe like an awning. Let's try an awning. Hold on. Something like that. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. So, and then we put the characters in, and there they are, kind of just standing there. So, yeah. This looks like they're in a nice little neighborhood. Okay. So, let's go ahead and do some inking with these guys then. And we are going to do our usual. I could, in theory, do ink on one layer, but I think I'll... Where is it? Here it is. Okay, so let's change that. Lower the opacity. Actually, lower it a little bit more. And here we go. Oh, I need to make sure. One thing that's a little bit annoying with these pens in particular is that it actually will blend both the fore color and the back color. So there's two different colors in these programs that you can swap between very quickly. And some pens you can set up so that they'll actually blend those two colors together, with one of them being more emphasized than the other. Can be useful for certain things, although I don't tend to use it. I tend to just blend by hand. But in this instance, this inking pen is one of those brushes. Let me go ahead and turn on my lights here. There we go. Yeah. Something to kind of light up the room. It's getting darker and darker, man. That's what happens. One of these days, I need to go out for a walk in the evening light, because it has been looking very nice outside. Not too late, like around like 5 o'clock, 4:30, around that time is when it looks really nice. Oh boy, I do not got it today. Some days, man, you're like, inking is like super tight. You are like right there. Over the lines you need to be. Other days, man, you're just struggling to trace. Kind of depends on how much time you've really had to work on something. That's another really like hard thing about art is like, you know, momentum plays such a big part, right? That's why everyone tells you, oh, draw every day and stuff like that. What they're really trying to encourage is good momentum. But if you've got a lot going on that like kind of drags you away, right? It's very hard to build up that momentum, and that's what I've been kind of feeling these last couple days. It's like I just haven't been able to build up that good momentum, you know. Today your pen has a mind of its own. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You know? It's like it's kind of crazy. I just really hope this Cintiq is doing all right. I've had it for about 4 years now. Not the longest amount of time, right? But it has moved around a lot. I used this Cintiq when I was in university working on my third short film. And am I okay with that? I'm actually no. We can do better than that. Give me a second here. I used to carry it to class in my backpack because all I cared about was working on that film. So I would just sit in class and animate. Granted, that's why I was there, so no one really complained for the most part. That was so nice though, man. That like, oh man, I was so happy working on that film. It's kind of what I really want to get back to. It's just waking up and animating every day, but very difficult right now. I mean, I am working towards a few projects that are like that, but man, it was great just waking up and just being like, okay, you know, log in, start working, and don't stop until you're done for the day. We used it till it died, yeah. One of the tablets or one of the pads? Because I've had two Wacom pads before in the past. This is my first tablet. This is a 16. But are you talking about like the Wacom 1 or something like that? The little 13-inch? Non-screen, yeah. So that's how I distinguish them, is a tablet has a screen, a pad is just a pad that you draw on. Yeah, my first one, the one I made my first short film on is, was a Wacom Bamboo Capture, which I don't think they sell anymore, actually. I still have it around. I think my sister-in-law has it. I think she's borrowing it. And loved that thing. It was a fantastic little piece of hardware for a starting digital artist. And so I used that for a good number of years. I want to say, I mean, at least 2. Probably closer to like 3 years. Yeah, I think. What world was that? And then my brother let me borrow his older Wacom Intuos, large Intuos. And man, that was I loved that thing. That thing was awesome. Honestly, anyone who wants to get kind of like a middle of the road, like really good drawing pad that, you know, won't be crazy expensive, look into the Intuoses. Those are good. I think it was a Graphire. Okay, is that when's about the time you had it? Because I think the Bamboo line is still a thing. Pretty sure it is, but I could be wrong. I don't know entirely. I haven't followed it in a while, but I've not heard of the Graphire before. 2010, 2000. Okay. So small drawing space as a greeting card size. Okay. So yeah, that might have been. Oh, I wonder if that was before their bamboo line. Because the bamboo line, I got my bamboo in 2013 or 2014. I think it might have been 2014. No, maybe it was earlier than that. I think some of my earliest art goes back to about 2013. Just wow, crazy to think. So yeah, so it might have been before. I think though that the bamboo lineup was a little, maybe not cutting edge, but was around that time. Just coming out by then. Yeah, yeah. And keep in mind, bamboo is a like class of drawing tablets that Wacom had, so there were lots of different types of bamboos. Like I said, I had the capture. It was about 10 inches or so. It probably had the drawing area of like a good sized envelope, like that you'd have like a thank you card in or something like that. Don't know how we drew this. Didn't have anything else. That's how. I remember when I first got that thing. I drew for hours with it. It was just such a. It was because the thing is, like, I liked drawing, but I was never very good at it, and a big part of that is, and it still plagues me to this day. My hands are super unsteady. So it's very difficult for me to do like really clean lines and stuff like that, even to this day, even digitally. But the nice thing about digital is you can redo, right? And so it was like kind of the world was able to kind of open up for me in a lot of ways with art. So I started drawing everything, man. Mostly just characters and stuff like that. It was really funny though, because like, so my main motivation for getting, I don't care for how thin the line work is. We're actually gonna, but my motivation was, of course, animation, right? I was wanting to get into animation. My thought process was like, well, you know, animated characters tend to be simpler, right? You're not painting them. You're not doing like really high fidelity lines and stuff like that. And I was used to like Newgrounds. I was used to, well, maybe not Newgrounds, but like, you know, Homestar Runner and stuff like that with the really like simple character designs. Like, I don't need anything like super precise. You're a little tablet. Yeah, that'll be fine. Little did I know. I mean, truth be told, I wasn't entirely wrong. Like, that is all you need. But it definitely helps to have something a little bit more precise. That's why I use a Cintiq now for animating. Particularly cleanup, that's for sure. Homestar is the best. I absolutely love Homestar Runner. Man. Fantastic. Don't have the patience. It definitely takes a bit of patience, that's for sure. I quite like it when I can get into the flow of it and I can really get my momentum going and stuff like that. It's very enjoyable. It's just getting to a point where I'm like actually sitting down and doing it, you know? Able to justify that. I figure my last short film took about 600 hours or so. I think, if I calculated it right. Right around that. 500, 600 hours. especially what it takes when you're doing a lot of things solo. I did have a little help though, which was very nice. So people did help with particularly like feedback on the storyboards and stuff like that, which truth be told, the storyboards were the most draining part for me. Like everyone wants to get into storyboarding and whatnot, but for me, like storyboarding is the most intensive part because of how I was telling my story, without any kind of audio or anything like that. And so it like every scene had to be like super dense. Every scene had to like really do its job. You love doing boards? That's fair. It is kind of fun. I did boards for a live action film a friend of mine is working on a little bit ago, and it was a lot of fun when you got into the groove of it and could really like figure it out and stuff like that. I kind of went old school with that though, because a lot of boards now, a lot of the way that people practice boarding now is they'll take audio or something like that and then do boards to it. But all I had was a script and Clip Studio Paint, baby, and so I made a template and I went old school with it. You know, writing down the dialogue and everything like that. No animatic. I will say, I think that most people really mostly enjoy creating the animatic. And there is something kind of like cheaply satisfying about it, because like, you know, you're getting a much quicker, you know, turnaround compared to animation, where you're having to go through. But man, I really loved, it was always kind of a relief to get the board out of the way and be like, okay, I can just work on this now, you know? And that's actually why I really enjoyed doing cleanup. I did some cleanup for a project, and it was quite nice because, like, again, you just wake up, you go, and you know what you're doing, right? And it's actually very nice, as opposed to something like boarding where it's like, I don't know, I feel like I'm always having to reinvent, as it were, always having to push, kind of like what I'm feeling with like the comic and thumbnailing and stuff like that. It's like there's this constant sort of emphasis on pushing it further and further and further. And that can be a little bit draining. They used to get lost in the weeds, yeah. Well, and especially, you know, my background, I think, being, you know, heavily like storytelling and whatnot, like that's what I'm like really pushing. I don't know, I don't focus so much on just the scene to scene, which I think is the benefit of when you get into storyboarding and you're I don't know, you're more freeform with it. I'm not so much freeform with my sense of boarding. It's very like calculated, like everything needs to connect one thing to the next. And I wish I was better at it. It's definitely a struggle when you don't have the foundations for stuff like that. And I think that's my other if I did more like simplistic scenes, like I did some action boarding a while back, and like it was kind of like, it was a lot easier in a lot of ways than a lot of the other type of boarding I did, the really like narratively dense stuff, because there was almost like a natural flow that you could just kind of follow to action boarding. You just kind of did what was fun, and that's all you needed to do, right? You didn't have to sit there and puzzle. It's like, okay, like how do I push it further, you know? Unless you're like next level, then when you start getting into like next level stuff, as far as like fight scenes and stuff like that, then you know that comes back. But again, that comes back to storytelling. And when I did that action board, I wasn't so much emphasizing, you know, storytelling. It was just action. People who can combine the two, they are worth their weight in gold. They're the real ones. They're the ones who really know what they're doing. How did your brain? Yeah, I mean, like, man, it is wild, some of the creativity that comes into play. I'm not a big fight scene guy, though. I don't do it a whole lot. I mostly prefer acting, character acting and such. What's in your head? Well, hey, I will say this. If you ever do get kind of bitten by the animation bug, if you're into like things like magic and stuff like that, effects animators are also worth their weight in gold. That is how you break into the industry. In a lot of regards, is you study two things: you study action and you study effects. Things like fire, lightning, all that kind of stuff, because those are the things to get like pushed a lot, right? Everyone I know who's like been an aspiring animator, the ones who really made it are the ones who emphasized those two things. So hey, you're aligned with what's out there, that's for sure. It's not necessarily a bad thing. Sometimes I wish I was more interested in fight choreography and all that kind of stuff, because man, it resonates with people. Used to get lost in Blender's 3D effects. Yeah, no, stuff like that is great. Like that's really good skills to have. I know I need to, like, if I'm ever going to really take animation serious, which, you know, I've made 3 films so far, so I imagine that I do. I really should do an effects deep dive. Realistically, I need to get back on the animation grind in general. Just do little practice animations and stuff like that. Just wish I had more time, you know. If so, is more your thing. That is definitely. I have played around with fog and Blender. I actually, funny enough, my last what I call my microfilm, Ruins of the Otherworld. It has a bit of fog effects and stuff like that, smoke and whatnot. But boy, I did learn a lot on that. But boy, the smoke emulation, or simulation rather, in Blender is a little funny. I couldn't quite figure it out the way that I really wanted to. I could probably do it now. I'd have to brush back up. That's the other really hard thing, you know. I'll do something. I'll get really into the weeds with something, figure it out, and learn about it, and I'll use it for a project, and then I'll move on. I'll be like, okay, well, onto this other thing, you know. Much easier now than it used to be. That's good. Maybe they made some more recent changes. At least more recent than a year ago. Or rather, a couple. Man, it's going on a couple years ago that I did that. Boy, wow. I do miss animating, though. I have an idea for a short film I really want to get around to. But I need to board it first. And then I need to produce it. The script is fun until you have to edit. Yeah. Yeah. Speaking of which, I have another project, another graphic novel. I need to go back through and edit, and I'm kind of dreading it because it's been so long since I've worked on the project, so I need to get back into that headspace. And of course, you know, it's older. It's an older piece of work now, so it's not as strong, right, as what I can do now. But I need to do it because I at some point really do want to make that story. Actually, I need to look up the character. Oh, he has a cape as well. Shoot, I forgot. I should have looked this up earlier. Everything else, okay, it's around. Okay, I knew I should have looked this up earlier. That's all right though. Tis late, so you're heading out? Alright, I'll catch you later there, Insane. I really do appreciate you stopping by. Have a good one, and good luck with the art and all that kind of stuff. See you later. Okay. I actually do want to do the cape, so here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna go over here, and we're just gonna get through. I think I have. Oh, this will do. Okay, so that's how it's done. All right. Oh, and is that? Okay, there's a line across there as well. Well, it doesn't. Doesn't have to be on mom art.
Let me tell something about you.
That'll do. There we go. Okay. We're back on track. Oops. And turn that down. That, and there would be another strap across the front here. It would actually be. That, and then let's just go with that. Yeah, maybe. Well, let's put the arm on first. Hey, what's up, Shaker? Good to see you here. Hope you're doing well. What's up? Not much, just doing a little inking on a piece. I can show. With the background, we have the characters here. And it's coming along. Something fun for Halloween. So. Don't worry too much about that. So yeah, that's what's up so far. Go ahead and push these guys back in the background. What's up for you? Hope you're doing well. Oh, I wouldn't call it a masterpiece. The key is to just have fun with it. Truth be told, the other key is I've been doing more consistent pieces. So of course I did the bedroom first. So that was really good practice for working in perspective. And then I did the late night snack piece with Grem here in the kitchen. So that was another good piece of practice. So when it got time to do this piece, I was nice and warmed up and I knew what to do. So that's what it really comes down to. It's just practice. It's all just practice. Big old world of practice. Practice makes progress, indeed. I would love to do more pieces like this in a professional sense. I really should put together a commission board. That'd probably really help me. Start offering that. Truth be told, I am open to commissions, but I don't really advertise it. I really should. Technically, it's practice makes perfect, but I prefer practice makes progress. Because you're always pursuing perfect. You're never quite there, right? But that's what makes it fun, is the progress towards perfection. So I actually think that that's a better way to put it. Puts more emphasis on the right things, I think. I think if you're looking for perfection, you're gonna be a little disappointed eventually, right? But if you're looking for progress, well, you can always make progress. Boy, having a heck of a time with this. Oh, I did forget to show what's in the bag. I probably should do that. I should probably sketch that out. And actually, someone gave me a really funny idea the other day. So, it's a big old bag of candy, right? But it's actually more than candy. Because Grem don't fully understand the idea of trick-or-treating. So, you know, he's got like, you know, little sweets in there and saltwater taffy and candy corns. But then he has like toothpaste. And stuff like that. Let's see what else. What else would be kind of funny to throw in there? Random sticks of gum. You got toothpaste for Halloween ones? Really? That's got to be the modern equivalent to getting a rock, like Charlie Brown. That's funny. I never did a ton of trick-or-treating when I was a kid. Did a little bit when I was really young. We were kind of out in the middle of nowhere, though. Not a lot of houses around. What else? I need to think of more funny things because toothpaste is too perfect. Well, I'll keep thinking of it. Put a $3 bill. Just random bits of change in there. I don't know where he got all this stuff from. But that's actually what he's saying. So his friends are asking, or rather, his friend Wicker over here, this guy, is asking where in the world he got all that stuff from, and he just looks smugly and says, "That doesn't matter. All that matters is that I won." He doesn't have a little line on his thumb or his fingers. Wicker does, because he has like kind of these puppety fingers. These segmented fingers. 24 hours. Still have Halloween candy from last year. Goodness. You need the eyebrows, yeah. He does have very powerful eyebrows. Honestly, when I was working on Lackadaisy, that was one of the funnest parts about working with Rocky was you could not do his eyebrows injustice. They took up like 40% of his forehead. So it gave me an appreciation for rather large eyebrows. I think that's it for that playlist. It sure is. What's this? Yeah, we'll go with this. I will say though, man, it's kind of unfortunate how quick this month is going by. It'd be nice for things to last a little longer. Just a moment. I don't know. Things are moving so quickly. Not in the best of ways. Just have to make a costume. Get out the cotton balls and hot glue. That's all you need to make a costume, right? And cardboard. It's actually something I wanted to do with these guys. I wanted it to, for the most part, look relatively handmade, or at least like something that they could throw together. I think his is the most like just kind of thrown together. It's fun. That. This. Oh, this is a little thin still. Oh, I forgot to do this other. Well, let's go and finish this up here. Gotta go watch a tutorial on fabric glue. That sounds pretty cool, actually. I never did a lot of, like, fabric-y stuff. Never got into all that. See you later, Shaker. Alright, we'll catch you later. There's Shaker. Have a cool one. Good luck with the costume. Hope it comes together. Okay, there we go. So he's nice and done. Let's see, what time is it? Okay, we've been going for a couple hours so far. I think I'm gonna wrap it up here. I did want to do a longer stream, but at the same time, I do need to be conscientious of how much I work right now. And I do have some other things I really need to work on. So, but I do think we did make some decent progress. We got the background more or less figured out. I guess I do need to put the railing up here on the porch. So I'll do that at some point. But we did get the background more or less done. We got one character inked. We have 3 more to do. So we're making good progress. And then we'll have to do the color. Well, we'll have to ink the background as well, but it's coming along. So yeah, thank you guys so much for stopping by, those who did, and for the patience with not having the other stream out and stuff like that at the early kind of technical difficulties and all that. But with all that being said, I will be back on Thursday, probably working on some Blind King stuff, so some comic work. Hopefully, we'll see. I really want to get going on that. So we'll see though. Until then, catch you later. Have a good time, and keep working hard and all that stuff. And I'll see you.